Literally, the slightest change in shade makes a world of difference. I want something that's a little bit more mellow, or I want something that's a little bit more yellow. Hey everybody, it is Devon from the Maniology team, and today we are going to be comparing our 4 most popular whites. So if you guys have been curious to know which stamping polish should I choose, I want a white color, but maybe something that's not too stark, not too bright. I want something that's a little bit more mellow, or I want something that's a little bit more yellow. These are our 4 most popular white colors. And I'm going to be swatching these and also doing like a side-by-side comparison so you guys can see what they look like when they're stamped and painted, in case you are trying to decide what color to use, or you've been looking on the site and you're just not sure what the differences are. So let's just dive right in. So the very first color is Bam White that I have here, but I'm going to save this one for last. And then we're also going to be featuring Coconut. This was a part of our Mani by Me subscription box, I think in 2020 or maybe 2019. Another popular white is Frozen. This was also part of one of our Mani by Me collections. Or sorry, subscriptions. Another color is Luna. So this actually isn't a white. It's a very, very pale gray. But you can see next to each other, it is a little different. Anyways, so let's start with actually this color, because this is one of my favorite. So we're just gonna swatch this. And with all stamping polishes, unless it is specifically mentioned that it has some kind of special effect, usually you only need 1 coat. And you can see here that I just applied 1 coat and we already have really nice opaque coverage. So I'm going to put this on the side. And then we're going to do a swatch of Frozen. So for those of you who don't have Frozen, I mean, you really need to jump on it. Frozen is one of our, it's a really, really, really popular color. I know I said that these 4 are popular, but I mean that color in particular is extremely popular. And this is 1 coat too. I didn't do this time because I have the camera in the way, but if you are painting with this color, because it is a metallic, make sure to really paint straight, or else your lines are going to end up wobbly like that. And then this is our beautiful Frozen White. These 2 colors almost look like they're the same color, except one is metallic and one isn't. It's not, but it's kind of funny how side by side they kind of look like that. The next color we're going to be doing is Coconut. Let's see here, B268. So if you're looking for kind of a cream custard look, I highly recommend Coconut. So this is what Coconut looks like. The last one we're going to do is Bam White. So for those of you who have been stamping for a while, and for those of you who are new, sometimes you need a color that looks like white or is very similar to white, but maybe you're not looking for something so strong and opaque. BAM white is a very solid white, and you guys are going to see when I stamp over black the different comparisons of each. So you can see here these polishes look pretty different. This coconut color looks really yellow in comparison to our BAM white. However, if you compare it to an actual yellow, it looks really, really different. So that's part of the reason why we decided to cover it in our 4 swatches of white series. So now let's go ahead and stamp these while we put this on the side. So first we are going to do Luna, since that is the order that we started with. And I'm also going to try and put a little sheet under here so that way I can hopefully keep my mat clean. Whoops. There we go. Voila. So, as you can see, the Luna color is a very soft kind of gray. I'm going to see if I can put these side by side so you can take a look. So this is great if you want something that is kind of subtle white, but not something that's super, super opaque and super bright, because sometimes it's too harsh of contrast. I don't know if that makes sense to all of you, but yeah, sometimes the contrast can just be a little bit too difficult. So Luna is a wonderful option when you are trying to create a softer, more subtle effect. The next color we're going to work on is Frozen. So let me clean off the plate because I want to use that same design over again. The next one we're going to do is Frozen. Nathan is asking how the style of stamping that I do, whether if it's a straight up and down motion or if I roll it. Just depends what the design is. For me, and this is what Frozen looks like over black. And let's add another nail tip on here. And I'm going to clean this off. Sorry, give me 1 second. Also, a really good tip is if you are using a plate that has a lot of tight etching, it's good to try and use paper towels to actually clean it instead of a cotton pad. Because when you use a cotton pad, all the cotton just gets stuck in that and it can be so irritating. But if you use a paper towel, you're not going to have that issue. Okay, let's do coconut. Voila. So you can see that coconut has a slightly more yellow finish than the gray here. Can you see the difference? Coconut is on the left and Luna is on right. So Luna has a slightly more like gray cool tone finish, while Coconut has much more warm yellow tone. So put that on the side. And then our very last swatch today is going to be Bam White. So let me clean this off one more time. And we're gonna use Bam White for our very last stamp comparison. So let me line all of these up for you so you can see the difference. So again, it just depends what kind of look you want. Some people want high contrast. So obviously with the Bam White against any dark color, you're going to have a really, really strong contrast. However, sometimes, you know, you might not want that kind of thing. You might not really like that look. Sometimes I personally don't like that look depending on what technique I'm trying to achieve. And in those moments, I'll usually use Luna, or if I want something that kind of has a warmer feel, I'll go for Coconut here. Also, you can see how lovely Frozen is against the light. It just catches so much shine and so much sparkle. It has a really nice, pretty satin finish. You know, literally the slightest change in shade makes a world of difference. For those of you who have been stamping for a while, you know that a little bit of yellow or a little bit of blue can really change the way the color looks, and sometimes you're looking for a very specific shade, and especially if you're trying to recreate a specific look. That's why we create such a large range of stamping polishes. I actually believe we have the largest stamping polish collection in comparison to a lot of the other popular brands for stamping polish. Yeah, we have quite a large index. So for those of you who want that slightly different, you know, green that maybe is a little bit more on the colder side versus the warmer side, we've got those colors just for that kind of thing. As an artist, I completely understand what that feels like. Sometimes you just need a slight change. And any color you want pairs well with these, because I mean, essentially they all kind of give the same vibe as white. So for example, Luna was paired with a really pretty green. This white was paired with a really pretty like pink, nudish kind of pink. This color was paired with salmon, and white, I mean, you know, you can pair that with literally whatever you want. But originally, when we paired these for the Mani by Me box, they had other colors that came with it. So it's completely up to you. I've seen people pair them in all kinds of awesome ways. And yeah, you could definitely experiment. So also, in case... Okay, Carrie was asking about double stamping. Yes, you could double stamp. I think it would be best to take this Bam White double stamp and then pair it with like one of these other whites. I probably wouldn't try like pairing Luna with Coconut, because that just doesn't seem like they would be strong enough to show the contrast of each other. But if you paired something like Bam White with Luna, that could be interesting, or Luna with Frozen, that could also be really cool. So you just kind of have to play around and see. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us today, and I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and I love talking to you guys and showing you all these cool nail products that we have. But I hope you have a fabulous week, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye!